Ace Communication unveils Yobal Eve platform to help connect Gambian businesses to the world. South Sudan grapples against food insecurity thanks to the prevailing economic challenges. And Kenya has become the first African country to export avocado fruits to China. Well, these and more coming ahead on The World Today. This is Eyeafrica TV, and you are watching the World Today News Bulletin coming to you live from our studios in Banjul. Many thanks for joining us. I am Amadou Kante, and now the news in detail. And of course, we start with some business matters because the Ace Commerce Communication on Friday launched what it calls the first ever e-commerce platform in the Gambia called Yobal at the Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center. The outlet is the first e-commerce platform that provides for creative vendors to sell products globally. And let's have more details of that in this report by Moses Imende.
www.yobal.com is a shopping website developed by the Ace Communication Executive as a platform for buying and selling of quality African-made products with user-friendly designs. The digital creative market displays products of fashion and design, arts and handicraft, heritage and culture, music, performing arts, and local literature. Shipping and online payment methods are attached to the products to make shopping easier for buyers. Chief Executive Officer of Ace Communication, Fatim Baji, said, "The creative economy can be developed in the Gambia by innovation, craftsmanship, and skill."
So there's this amazing quote that says, "If opportunity doesn't knock at your door, build a door." So it resonates so well with the launch of Yobal because Yobal is the first e-commerce platform that provides specifically for the creative industry sectors and a means to sell and promote your products with a reliable payment system or different methods. As a creative business, we have trained several people in Africa. Some of you here have also been trained by us over the years. And we have worked in the area of craft training and vocational training. And since we've been having this experience as a company, we developed a huge interest to push further the creative economy. The economy can be driven in Gambia by innovation, by craftsmanship and skill. And this is, in our view, the pathway to human development.
She said young creators often struggle for space to reach touristic clientele that serves as a revenue stream for them. Therefore, the new online shopping platform is here to save creators who only have to register with her organization. For the director of National Center for Arts and Culture, Hasum Sise, the platform provides an opportunity for creative vendors to gain exposure and put their businesses out there.
That all of us artists here, we have lived this problem of people wanting to access our goods, and we cannot, and in fact we don't even know how to make them get it. I mean this book I did on Perinjai, every now and then, like university libraries, Gambians in the diaspora, an email, a WhatsApp message, your new book is out, how can I get a copy? I said, I don't know, how can you get a copy then? Really, I have no idea. Yes, I'm not in Gambia. So finally they will tell me, okay, I will send my uncles, brothers, daughter, to your office, get a copy. And maybe when, somebody is, good enough, at the airport to put it in an envelope, and drop it, at their home in the US or in France and so on.
The Yobal team, however, has a quality check on products that are to be highlighted on the website. Mr. Sise therefore called on creators to up the quality of their products in order to be merited. With support from ACP and EU, Yobal has screened and registered several creative businesses, and a photoshoot studio was built to create compelling images and product descriptions about Gambian businesses online, enabling the businesses to reach buyers even in the off-season. The platform strictly merits only Gambian or African creators. Moses Imendi, Eyeafrica News.
And from the report there by Moses, moving on, South Sudan have expressed concern over the growing food crisis and security in the country due to the prevailing economic hardship. Like in many countries, South Sudan is also battling against the increasing price of food commodities and inflation, with many people struggling to afford more than one meal a day. Now, despite the government initiating plans to remedy the situation, some international partners, such as the UN, say several factors, including flooding, are affecting the country's growth. Let's have more details of that in this report.
Many South Sudanese people in the capital Juba say they can now only afford one meal a day. The price of food and electricity are up. Petrol used to be less than $1 a liter, but it is now $2 a liter. As a result, transport costs have risen.
One has to leave work early to go home. In my case, I go home on foot because I cannot afford transport fares. I'm left with no option but to risk being fired from the job for leaving early.
South Sudan's government says it has now paid the 6-month civil servants' salary arrears, but that is not helping much.
We believe the current salary structure is not appropriate. It was just done out of necessity, but this is the salary structure is too low. Even the increases cannot even affect the public.
The country's finance ministry says raising salaries for civil servants would mean collection of more taxes. The Revenue Authority says it is working on improving collections. The United Nations says there is an increase in intercommunal skirmishes, natural disasters such as flooding, and the global oil market remains volatile, leading to slowing down economic growth in South Sudan. The country depends significantly on essential commodities imported from neighboring Kenya, Sudan, and Uganda, and there is high demand for hard currency.
Other physical measures like increasing oil productivity. Increasing oil productivity means more foreign currencies coming in, and that will stabilize the rate. We will coordinate closely with the Ministry of Finance and Petroleum.
The landlocked country depends mainly on oil to finance its budget. A reduction in oil output from 185,000 barrels per day to 170,000 barrels per day due to long years of violence and floods is negatively impacting revenue generation.
Now, elsewhere in the continent, Tanzania hosted the fourth edition of Oil Gas Conference with focus on updating the country's potential in exploring the energy sector. This year's event brought together different stakeholders from 60 countries to discuss and initiate measures to enhance oil exploration in the region. The event organizers intend to connect Tanzania to foreign private investors to explore the country's oil opportunities as the authorities eye for more business. Let's have more details of that in this report.
A conference that organizers say aims to utilize Tanzania's oil and gas potential to transform lives and build a strong economy. Tanzania Oil and Gas Congress is back for its fourth edition, with participants from 60 countries discussing ways to use oil and gas to boost industrialization and open doors to new oil and gas projects in the region. The Tanzanian government says it is open for business.
May I assure you that Tanzania is ready to collaborate with our international partners to promote inclusion, diversification, and women economic empowerment in the energy sector. The main aim of the government is to harness the opportunities from our energy sector and improve other industrial and economic sectors too.
Tanzania has an estimated 57 trillion cubic feet of natural gas reserves, the highest among the East Africa Community partner states. The event organizers are trying to attract private energy players from across the world in the hope that they'll invest.
The Congress has also created opportunity for local Tanzanians and the region to sell itself to the world, as you can see here today. The Congress has also contributed to establishment of partnership, PPP, between public-private partnership, but also international and local companies.
This year's event has attracted over 600 energy industry professionals under one roof, with a theme that primarily focuses on promoting growth and investment. Participants here are looking to take East Africa region's energy to new heights. The Congress also covered electricity generation, transmission and distribution, as well as petroleum exploration and natural gas production. Songas is Tanzania's first independent power producer. It generates 20% of the country's electricity. The managing director says the company has benefited from the government's energy policies.
Actually, we are here to demonstrate if investors want to come and talk about energy investment in Tanzania, they cannot look any further than asking for private sector company like Songas, because we are the ones who have been here. We know the benefit of working with the government of Tanzania to help the government of Tanzania showcase that it's possible to work with the private sector and solve our African problems.
With natural resources available but not yet utilized, those who attended this meeting claim tapping into those reserves will create profits for not just energy companies, but Tanzanian citizens too.
A report from Tanzania. Next to some health matters now, because the skyrocketing price of food items in Uganda is severely impacting HIV and AIDS treatment in the country, as patients struggle to acquire food to enable them to take their medication. This situation has left both patients and HIV activists worried that the stride again in the fight against HIV/AIDS could be lost. Cognizant of the significant number of people infected by the disease, some supporting groups are not relenting in their efforts to provide assistance to some of the patients. Here's more details of that in this report.
Sarah Namyalo is a mother of 4 and also positive. Doctors advised her to eat a balanced diet before taking her medication. But it is increasingly becoming difficult because of the rising prices of food on the market.
I am a casual laborer. I do laundry for people whenever they need my services. So if I don't work, I do not get money, which makes it difficult for me to buy enough food for me and my family.
Namyalo says she only eats 1 meal a day because she can't afford to buy the food for 3 meals as recommended by her doctor. She's now worried that could compromise her immunity, which leaves her vulnerable to infections. And because of not having enough food at home, Namyalo sometimes skips her medication.
If I swallow my medicine without eating, I feel a burning sensation in the stomach.
This is rising concern among HIV activists who fear that the gains made in the fight against HIV/AIDS could be lost.
It has affected us so much that due to lack of food, people have started getting sick. Most of us are bedridden. And if you are bedridden, you cannot go to get your drugs from the hospital. That is also a challenge, because if you miss your appointment, automatically that is the first step of losing.
The prices of food items have more than doubled in the last 2 months, and it's being blamed on the effects of COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Uganda has about 1.4 million people living with HIV/AIDS, and about 1.2 million have been enrolled on antiretroviral therapy. To keep some of these patients on treatment, campaigners under Kawempe Home-Based Care Alliance are giving out food and also extending HIV-related services to patients in their community.
We work on HIV-related issues, especially fighting stigma and discrimination among people infected and affected by HIV and AIDS.
They are being funded by the Wairu Commission, a women-led social movement based in the United States. However, the food is not enough for all patients that need it to supplement their HIV treatment. And as they wait for more support from donors and government agencies, it's hoped that through the work of these activists, people like Namiel will resume taking their medication on time so that they can lead healthy lives.
You are watching the World Today News Bulletin on Eyeafrica TV, coming to you live from our studios in Banjul. And from that report there, from Kampala, Uganda, we now take a break and come back shortly. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
As part of government's commitment towards universal health coverage and also digitize the civil registration and vital statistics systems in the country, the Ministry of Health and partners will embark on a mass birth registration campaign and enrollment for the National Health Insurance Scheme effective August 1st, 2022. Every individual born in the Gambia or by Gambian parents and residents of the Gambia are eligible to register during this important national exercise by providing the following documents: birth certificate, national ID card or passport, driver's license, voter's card, residence permit, vet certificate of parent, infant welfare card, alcalo attestation. Rush now to register and encourage your family and friends to do so during this important campaign. For any information, call 1025. This campaign is supported by the government of the Gambia and partners.
This is Eyeafrica TV, and once again, you are watching the World Today News Bulletin. And let's now look at the rest of the stories. Now, President Adama Barrow presided over the opening of the 44th ordinary session of the Association of African Central Banks at the South Dauda Karawajawar International Conference Center, where he expressed his government's appreciation of the, finalization of the draft status and structure of the African Monetary Institute to direct the implementation of the program. Mr. Barrow also used the opportunity to urge all countries to step up actions on the agreed convergence criteria. Now, the theme for the meeting is digital innovation and the future of the financial sector, opportunities and challenges for central banks, digital currencies. Mafuji Sise tells us more of that in this report.
The current global challenges have adverse effects on African economies, which continues to experience decreasing supply of basic and essential commodities amid the rising demand for them, resulting in higher market prices. These developments, President Barrow said, further constrain the tight physical spaces at hand. President Barrow called on the African Central Bank governors and fiscal policy experts to provide proactive measures in this regard. The objective of the Association of African Central Bank Governors are to promote cooperation on monetary, banking and financial matters in Africa. They conform to the principles of the African Union Free Trade Area established to integrate African economies. With this in mind, the Gambian president is eagerly looking forward to the results of the meeting, especially review of the effectiveness of international economic and financial institutions.
I must admit that the theme for this meeting, digital innovation and the future of the financial sector, opportunities and challenges for central bank digital currencies is quite suitable, as African countries look forward to adopting a single currency.
Governor of the Central Bank of the Gambia, Bouassedi, said the world continues to be affected by the Russia-Ukraine crisis.
Having started recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic, our economies are again beset by another major external shock emanating from the Russia-Ukraine war. The strong recovery anticipated this year is being threatened by the adverse effects of the war. Latest forecast by the IMF painted a gloomy picture of the prospects of the global economy and downgraded its growth forecast to 3.2% from this year compared to 6.1% a year ago.
Mamadou Julde Barry is a member of the International Monetary Fund, and he has this to say.
For instance, in adopting central bank digital currencies, high-income countries mainly seek to enhance the efficiency and safety of their payment systems, while emerging market economies are mainly interested in promoting financial inclusion and financial stability with a view to addressing the obstacle to physical banking and inefficiencies of the settlement systems.
Digital innovations have impressively transformed the global financial landscape with the emergence of digital wallet, mobile transfers, blockchain technologies, and interconnected payment systems. This development has the potential to scale up and speed up Africa's economic development through financial inclusion, economies of scale, and lower transactions cost, among others. Such innovations are critical factors for fiscal policy development as they create opportunities for central banks to consider the use of digital currencies. However, that this comes with regulatory challenges. For Eyeafrica News, I am Afuji Sise.
And from the report, they are on to our final story now, because in a bid to expand its business destination, Kenya has become the maiden African nation to export fresh avocado fruits to China. The new trade breakthrough has been welcomed by authorities of this African country and stakeholders in the trade industry. This could further cement China-Africa economic activities as China adopts product from the African continent. Let's have more of that in this report.
The first batch of the fresh avocado containers from Kenya's town of Limuru are flagged off ready for transportation to China. The market in China will become the largest importer of Kenya's fresh avocados, as 40% of the produce is expected to be consumed in China.
Where China has been one of our greatest partners as Africa, and as Kenya particularly. Today we are happy that Kenya finally accesses the market for fresh avocados in China. This is very significant because Kenya is the leading producer of avocado in Africa. China guarantees market for us. It also then helps with trying to ensure that we have a proper balance of trade.
A total of 4 containers was sent to China using advanced preservation technology. The companies working together to export the avocados to China's Shanghai, Grichain, and Kenya's Sunripe say they have adopted high standards for safety and quality.
In order to make sure every piece of avocado is of high quality, we have conducted high standard training on the workers in the factory. We make sure every piece meets the standard for exporting to China without any pests or damage. Our business here also helps to boost local employment, as we will hire over 1,000 local people.
15 avocado orchards and 9 pack houses have been approved to export fresh avocados to China, according to the Kenya Plant Health Inspectorate Services. This follows China and Kenya signing 2 protocols to facilitate bilateral trade in January.
We welcome more Kenyan and African farming products of good quality to enter China. We have been encouraging more Kenyan and African farming products to be showcased on the China International Import Expo that's held annually in Shanghai, China International Consumer Products Expo, which was just concluded in Hainan, and China Africa Economic and Trade Expo, so that these good quality products will be shown to the Chinese people.
Minister Councillor Zhang Yijun described the journey of Kenya's fresh avocado to China as a journey of cooperation.
Well, congratulations to Kenya for that significant business breakthrough, and we hope other African countries can also emulate and follow suit. Now, with that report there from Nairobi, we can eventually bring this news edition to an end. But for more details on this and other stories, as always, as ever, you can visit on our website, Eyeafrica.tv. And of course, don't forget, the TWT News Bulletin also will be back next week, Monday. But until then, thanks for watching and have a pleasant weekend, and bye for now.